This is the topic I was hot on last night. I wrote about it right after the game. We mentioned it earlier. And again, the word analytics is just a fancy way of saying strategy. And to me, the basic strategy in a football game is how many scores are you ahead, how many scores are you behind, and how much time do I have left to change that if I'm the one that's behind and I'm trying to bridge this gap. So the Cowboys are down 2 scores, 10 points, late relatively in the third quarter, 4 minutes and change left. Brandon Aubrey comes out and he redeems himself from the 40-yard field goal miss because he slipped on the turf that had been pulled up for the fight the other night and then put back down. That probably had nothing to do with the slippage of the turf, though, probably nothing at all. Here's the 64-yarder, 4:16 on the clock. The head slap. Devin learned all about the head slap last night, the Deacon Jones head slap. That extends the drive. The Cowboys choose to take the 3 off the board. They go for it on 4th and 2 from the 8. And it's still a 2-score game. That's the end result. Now, we're conditioned to think, give up the 3 and go try to get the 7. I mentioned this earlier. You're on the 31-yard line. There's no guarantee you're going to get 7. And I'm sure there's a button you can press somewhere to give you the statistics on your chances of getting a touchdown, 1st and 10 from the 31 against this team under these circumstances with these weather conditions and all the other things they claim are part of the analytics factors. But 2-score game becomes a 1-score game. And even if you score a touchdown, it's still a 1-score game. You're still giving the Texans the ball back. You're either going to be down 3 or you're going to be down 7. Why not take the lift that comes from the 64-yard field goal? Kick the ball back to a team that blew a 7-point lead against the Jets, blew a 16-point lead against the Lions. Kick it back to them, and they're going to be thinking, I thought we were kicking their asses. We're only up 7 points. Oh, here it goes again. 3rd straight week, here it goes again. Those are all the intangible, non-analytics things that you're talking about. Sudden change, the momentum swing. There's your opportunity. I feel like, and I know it's not a popular take, but I don't care. I feel like you should have taken the points, kicked off, and forced the Texans to do something with the ball, knowing that for everything they put into the game to that point, they're only up 7 points.
I agree with you a little bit. I'm taking the 64-yard field goal off the board. We get a penalty, we get to move up. I'm gonna now go and I'm gonna try to get 7. Like, we're gonna put out our best plays, put our, and figure out a way, hey, can we get a first down or 2 and then go score? It's third quarter, is a ton of time. We still have another quarter to play. Let's do that. But once we get to that 4th and 2, there would have been no debate in my mind. You just said it. As a coach, we kick a 64-yard field goal, and I make the decision to take points off the board. I cannot walk away from this possession without at least 3 points. Once we take points off the board, I can't walk away from that. So, hey, we give ourselves another shot. We get a personal foul penalty. Let's go and try to score a touchdown and really get the momentum and get back going. Once we don't get that, we get to a 4th and 2. There's no thought. I don't care. My analytics guy, my strategy guy can buzz in my ear and say, hey, this is what it. No. I'm going to crush my team who just watched us take this game to a 7-point game, and we got new life. And then I take the life back away from us on 4th and 2. I run a roll pass to the right where 2 guys run in the same exact area that really doesn't make sense. And I didn't like the play call. Our producer on Football Night in America, Matt Casey, always says, hey, we're going to talk about the 4th down play, but I always want you guys to get into it's not really the decision, but do you like the play call? So I wasn't in love with the roll pass. I think it's a little bit of an obvious play in that situation, and it looked like the Texans were all over, roll to the right. Hey, let's take away what we used to call on defense, take away flat to the left. Don't let them roll out and throw a 3-yard pass for a first down. But it should have never got to that. You just can't do that. You can't walk away with no points in a 20-10 game when you have the ball right there. You have the best kicker in the NFL, and he proved to you that he was still sharp and ice in his veins after missing a 40-something yarder because he slips and he comes back and he nails a 64-yard field goal. And you just say, hey, man, it would have been nice on your sheet to have 64 yards, but hey, just go kick another one through the uprights for us, and we're ready to go. We're going to go down 20-13, and now we're going to be going into the fourth quarter in a 7-point game where we should feel really good because of the way this game has flowed, to look up, and you just said it, to look up and be, hey, it's a fourth quarter and we have a 7-point game. As a Cowboys player, I would have been like, let's go win the game now. This is the opportunity we've been preaching all week. Give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter, because recently at home, you haven't given yourselves a chance in the fourth quarter. And I thought they had that opportunity, but you don't kick the field goal. Few more plays happen. Next thing you know, you have the strip sack, fumble again, touchdown, game's over, when I just think it could have went totally different by the second time you kicking the field goal.
I still think, and I wonder what Mike McCarthy's thought process was, if there even was one, frankly, because of the lack of attention to detail. Sorry, Mike. But it's almost as if we're 4th and 2 on the 8. We're not kicking the field goal because we already gave up the field goal. We kept this drive going to get 7. We got to get 7. And that's screwed up thinking, if that's what it was. I think if they would have ended with 3 inside the 10, you're going into the next possession with a little less momentum than if you just said, screw it, we're taking the 64-yard field goal, we're declining the penalty, we're kicking the ball back to you, and we're getting the ball back, and the next thing you know, it's going to be tied at 20, and then we're going to take it from you like the Lions did. I just feel like, and again, hindsight is part of this, but I remember when he made the field goal and the penalty happened, I just was queasy about this idea, especially because it didn't feel like he thought about it very much. It was just, take the 3 off the board, let's keep going. Dude, you're 31 yards from the end zone, and your guy just made a 64-yard field goal, and there's a little something that your team picks up from that, and the Texans might feel a little flatter. Give them the ball then, not after they stop you on 3rd and 2 from the 8 or whatever third down was, not after they force you to kick a field goal, but after you've made the 64-yarder, and hey, we tie this game up, he'll make a 74-yarder to win it. I just feel like that's a stronger message, but what the hell do I know? Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.